Dink. Here we go. All right. Not only do I thank you, I think everyone thanks you, because then we can go back to it and review, learn more. All right. Thanks again. All right. So line techniques, let's lay out some purpose, some of our objectives. So we'll make those in the form of subtitles. All right. And make a little arrow. And we use these techniques to learning to see accurately. If you happen to have colored pencils, I don't want it to get too distracting. You can go back to it. But remember, the techniques they will lead to better drawing, but they're really, first, understand that they're teaching you to see more accurately. And what we're going to do in learning these techniques is we are dissecting. Dissecting means like to take apart all the parts to understand something, like a pig or drawing, right? So we're dissecting how we draw. So each technique, we're going to isolate that one part, that one organ of the drawing phenomenon, and then go from there. All right. And because it's learning to see accurately, line techniques are the foundation of observational drawing. Observation means looking with your eyes honestly and accurately. Let's draw an eye, right? We're going to learn later in this term more about drawing portraits and eyes. And most of us learn the wrong way, but we learn basically like a symbol of an eye. Here's a more cartoony big eye, a wrinkle and a wrinkle, maybe some eyelash. Right? Do your best to draw a little eye, just a symbol, because it's reminding us that this is all about observation, learning to draw by really looking at real things. We don't really use these techniques in the same way when we're drawing from our imagination. We use these techniques when we're drawing real life, things really in front of us. So we have to be able to see it. Okay, the first technique. Here we go, we're diving in. Number one, gesture. All right, so keywords, you notice in my notes, I either design the keywords or make them bigger. And then I have the supporting role words and all that. So with each technique, I want you guys to understand how to do it and why we do it. How and why. So let's write that. How, question mark, and why, question mark. Okay, first answer to how. Okay, gesture drawings are quick, really quick, even fast. Okay. Using quick, fast line. All right. They are made by looking for these simple shapes within the thing you're drawing. Look for simple shapes. Okay. You're going to do a technique, which I'll demonstrate momentarily, drawing through an object or objects. Draw through. And what else did I want you to know? I'm peeking at my notes. Okay. You're trying to capture the essence of the thing, no details. Okay, not surface details, not a bunch of little textures and things. It's really fast technique. Okay, why do we do it? All right, the purpose is to learn how to fit the object in space. Right, it's to see the relationships of the shapes, especially these simple shapes that we're talking about over there. Okay, and the other word for that instead of saying that whole phrase, to see the relationship of shapes, okay, and sizes of shapes, directions of shapes, and so on, what we're talking about is a key word today, proportions. Okay, seeing proportions is a big part of gesture. Okay, and if you miss any little part of these notes, you can always go back into the slideshow I'm going to post. And now we have a video too. Okay, so try to keep up with each technique, but there's always backup for you. Okay, now we're going to use, I'm going to use this viewfinder. It's a kind of medium one, not my smallest one, not my biggest one, but the medium one, Goldilocks. All right, and I wrote kind of big, so you're in luck. But pulling back a little bit, what I'm going to do is for the first study, for the first practice of each technique, we're going to draw a rectangle. You can put it vertical or horizontal. For my composition means how we arrange things in the space. My mug that I told you I was drawing and this thing here that I'm drawing, right? They are higher than they are wide, so that's why I'm going to put it like this. They'll fit. I predict they'll fit better like in, they'll fit better in this shape than in that shape, okay? Now, when you make mini drawings inside of a square, it's called a thumbnail. Label your first box here a thumbnail, like that. All right, I'm going to demonstrate how I would do a drawing of, here, let me show you what I'm drawing. This is my view. All right, I got the mug and I got the incense holder. This is piñón, incense, not a cigarette. It's incense. And there you go. So it looks like that. And you guys could be drawing one object or two, but if you do two, make sure that they overlap, like they touch each other in your line of sight some way, okay? And it's totally up to you what you choose as your challenge, okay? But I'm going to draw that, and I'm only going to give myself like 20 or 30 seconds. That's what I mean by fast, okay? So I can't project both at the same time, so here we go. At least I don't know how. Here goes. You can look at your notes, right? I'm trying to fit the object. I'm trying to draw through. I'm trying to go quick. I'm looking for simple shapes. So look how I do this. All right, I'm gonna go ready, set, go. All right, got about 30 seconds, right? Ish. All right, so here's what happened. As I looked at the objects, okay, I can't see like the opposite side of the mug. I can't see, there you go, how's that, a little better? I can't see, when I'm looking at this, I can't necessarily see the bottom. You know, I was looking more like this angle. I can't see the opposite side, but what I did on the drawing is draw through. I drew like the top edge, right? And then I can't see where this is, the little incense holder is blocking the mug, but I just drew the mug behind it anyway, right? And so that's an example of drawing through. And same here. And if you notice, I'm going quick. I'm trying to get the most simple shapes, but they are also more sketchy lines. It's not simple shapes like we did here, which are slow, but quick right there, right? And I noticed a few things. I'm trying to fit it in the space. I noticed that I could maybe go a little bigger, but I don't want to go out of the space. So it's not too bad right now. I noticed that I got to figure out the curve of the top. I started here, and then I got to like bring it down a little more, right? And when you find the right line, you can like darken them a little bit, right? But the point is to figure out how it all fits in the relationship, like how high it is here, but this size, the height of the incense holder to the mug was a little less than half. I drew it almost halfway up, so I either got to draw this smaller or the cup bigger. I notice now that the cup kind of bulges out a little more, like that. So you make little corrections. And this is not intended to be a finished drawing. It's an exercise. It's to warm up. We draw light. If you draw lightly on a gesture, then you're going to do more things on top of it, okay? So why don't you guys draw your objects first inside of a thumbnail, inside one of these, and then do a couple more in the space here, which you can do outside of a thumbnail if you want. You can just kind of do it loosely. And I'm gonna rearrange mine a little bit different angle. And here it goes. Let's draw one at a time this time. So I'm making the head like an oval rather than all the details of it. If I want to go back and make some those wiggly lines in the mouth, I could, but let's keep it kind of quick. Capture its bowl-like nature. All right. And a finished page will have the notes and 2, 3, 4 gestures, something like that. Keep going. I can do the mug again. Here, I'm going to turn it actually this way. So right on top of what I had there. Here, I got the inside, the outside. Look at that curve at the bottom. Kind of goes around like that. Okay, so not too much detail. I got a little more into the detail on the handle there. Okay, I can maybe draw some of the lines inside. I'm looking at it kind of like this angle. Right, so I can capture some of those lines, maybe even gesture some of the shadow in there. But I'm not getting ahead of myself. All right, so gestures fast. That's the key thing. Fast. Okay, simple shapes. Okay, and now, are you guys ready for the next one? Shall we do the next one? Are you still doing the gestures? There, I'm enhancing the notes. I'll wait another moment. Let you guys catch up. So you just have one page, with that. A thumbnail, a couple extras. Here we go. Let's continue. Okay, so second technique, second line technique. Number 2. This one's called true contour. Right? In drawing, we often use the word contour line to mean a bunch of different things. And this one is a specific kind of contour called true contour. So make sure you got that word, true contour. And we want to know how to do it and why. Right? How to do it. This one is sort of the opposite of gesture in that it's a very slow line. It's a pure outline. Okay, only outline, no surface. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit. Pure outline, no surface. It is, that's what I want to say. Oh yeah, right. It is a continuous line. That means you don't really lift it off the page as you draw. It's continuous. The gesture lines, you can see I lifted off quite a bit to move from one place to the next. On the true contour, it's one continuous line, like you're wrapping around the object. All right. And why do we do it? Okay, it's similar to C proportion again. Remember, proportion is about seeing the relative size, the relational size of shapes. The relative size is another way to say that. And how it will fit into, here, I can write that too. See how it fits again in the space. To see how it fits. Sorry about that. Okay, and another key thing is to see positive and negative spaces more clearly. Okay. And one more. To see the outer edges of your object really clearly. When you're drawing a pure outline, you know, the outer edge, you're really seeing the edges more clearly. Okay, and now I'm going to do a mini one here. Thumbnail. Okay, so slowness is really key. Continuous. Right. You're drawing edges. Very outer edges of things, especially. And I'll do some more emphasis in a moment. Now, I'm going to demonstrate without actually drawing for a moment. Check it out. We look at these objects. I'm going to pull this down. I can get a good angle on these. Look at that face, huh? Okay, I'm going to pull back a little bit. This is not the most adjustable gizmo I got here, but okay, let's just go with that. You can see the outer contour. Okay, so if I was to draw from this angle, you see where it overlaps here? Like I wouldn't draw the head. What I'm going to do is watch my pencil real quick. I'm I'm going to start anywhere. I like to start on the bottom to see how it fits in a page, right? So like the bottom middle right here. And if I go around this way, I'm going to draw this edge all the way around, right? And get that right there, around the tail, up and around, and then out there, right on the edge of that. And then right in here where it's a bit dark, I'm going to just draw that edge that I can see, and then right there, and then out along the handle, the outer edge of the handle. All right, now it's going to be really tempting to draw this space in here, but that's negative space. I want to just stick to the very outer edge over here. Go out really slow so I can get where it comes in. There's like a hard stop, and then I go back around like that. Right. And then right here, it's going to be tempting to go along the rim, but I don't want to go there. Instead, go to the very outer edge. It's like you're putting a rubber band around the two objects. Come here, run into that, and then I come this way. Okay, that's what I'm going to do right now. Change the angle a little bit. Here it goes. Real slow. And you guys can do this on your own. Remember, this is being recorded, so you can refresh your memory later if you need to. Around. No details on the surface, just the very outline. Going a little fast. Now I chose a really smooth object for the first one because it's a little easier, and I just happen to have it because I'm drinking coffee today. But hopefully that makes sense to you. Right, and I noticed I missed a little bit. I got the wrong proportions here. So I'm just going to keep going correctly. There we go. So that's incorrect. I can put a little X on it. And it's more like that. Now there is a handle right here, but I don't want that. So this is positive space, and here is negative space, right? So when you do this technique, when I say notice positive and negative space, the space between objects, right? Or, you know, you could say this handle, if I did draw that, it's a negative space right there. Okay, and that there, true contour. Try a couple more. Change the angle of your objects, or draw a different object, and use the space on your page to do a couple more. And that there is the exercise. Okay. Now,
so we draw what we're supposed to draw on the thumbnail on the right?
Yeah, you draw whatever objects you have on your table.
Yeah.
Draw using this outline technique. So the true contour, since I have blue pencil on my hand, I'll show it this way. The true contour line is this line on the very outer edge. So there's the bottom of the mug, and then I run into the little incense holder. And you can see.
All right. Thank you.
See where it kind of overlaps. I'm drawing just the edge. And instead of going up here to draw the head, I'm just doing the very outline down here. All right. And it's not like it's a sin or anything to draw the inside spaces or the surface. You're trying not to draw the surface just because the exercise is trying to get you to focus on the outer edge. So that's the outer edge right there, the true contour. Now, that's 2 of the techniques. There's 2 more, and actually a third more. So there's 5 in a sense. And you guys can preview that in the slideshow I'm going to post. But at this point, this is enough for today. And where I want you guys to be when we start class tomorrow is in your sketchbook. Make sure you have finished the old stuff. Okay, there's our elements of design notes and your 5 drawings and your, that's in your class, don't worry about that. Okay, your 5 drawings, your habit drawings. You finished your mirror exercises. Look at, I didn't even finish mine. But I've done millions of them over the years. Okay, not millions, thousands. So turn in your past work as soon as possible. Our current work, right? This is our current work. This right here, you guys should be done with this spread. Too much. Be done with this spread by tomorrow, and you'll be on time. All right. I'm not collecting it. I'm going to be honest, straight up. I'm not going to try to trick you. But if you don't do these forms over here and you wait till later, you're not going to do a good job because you're going to do it at the last minute, right? So keep that work coming. Finish that spread today. We did the 2 techniques right here. That's enough for today. Go get some sun. But make sure those 2 pages are done if you want to have no homework tomorrow. All right, and we're going to continue tomorrow on the next page. Sound good? Anybody got a question?